Amit, if I could bring you in at this point, you know the Indian domestic situation so well, especially the economics of it. You're very familiar with Indian industry. Um, Word on the street is the India-Africa Forum Summit might happen this year after a 10-year-long hiatus, right? So if you had to advise Indian policymakers on what they need to focus on during this summit, what would that be?
Right. I guess first, do more, promise less. In other words, summits, forums, speeches are great, but what really matters is the follow-up. And unfortunately, the characteristic features of Indian foreign policy has been eloquent on articulating ideas and vision, but underwhelming when it comes to converting that into action. Not every time, but quite some time. Now, Prime Minister Modi has already outlined a 10-point agenda for Africa specifically, right? We know what that is. Everybody in the government knows what that is. So set a measurable 5-year target on each of that agenda, right? And if that agenda, that goal is not met, then someone needs to be held accountable for. Second, make business travel easy and affordable. Open the Indian sky for African airlines. Give Ethiopian Airlines and Kenya Airways and Rwanda Air more landing rights at Indian airports. Remove visa restrictions. Remove visa requirements for Africans visiting the country. The more people-to-people contact there is, the deeper the economic engagement will be. So what matters most is not how many civil servants from New Delhi fly to Nairobi. What matters is how many traders fly from places like Coimbatore to Cairo. That's where rubber will meet the road, right? It's entrepreneurs who discover opportunities, not babus. And for those of you, pardon my Hindi, babus is like a pejorative term that Indians use for civil servants. So I was recently in a talk with a young trader in Rajkot. He exports refractories. These are ceramic materials that can withstand very high temperature. And he sells a lot of assorted products from Gujarat to Tanzania. But guess how he discovers this business opportunities? Not through trade shows or through Chamber of Commerce, through members of his extended family who happen to be based in East Africa. So make it easy for such people to do more. Third, see how India can assist the private sector in Africa tap into India's vibrant and very liquid capital market. Getting access to affordable finance has been a perennial problem for African firms. If India could do that, it'll make that bond much thicker. Why can't African firms list on the NSE or the Bombay Stock Exchange? Allow dual listings. India has been good at extending lines of credit that has allowed trade to flourish. Now take those lessons and apply to the wider financial market. But there is still a thick blanket of capital controls that prevents a lot of Indian high net worth individuals, family offices, and investors to invest overseas. Can these be relaxed without the paranoia that it will lead to some kind of a capital flight? Those are my recommendations.